Stampers, thanks for stopping by today. Today I'm going to share with you a simple birthday card. I used the Joyful Season stamp set that comes in the holiday catalog and used the cardinal from that stamp set, but the birthday sentiment from the tin of card stamp. What I'm going to really share with you is the technique of how to get an elongated shape from using some of your framelits. So let's get started. Okay, to start, now we're going to make this shape that isn't going to cut the corners off of our framelit. And how I'm going to do that is by putting the end that I'm cutting the paper under my framelit and the end that I'm not cutting on top of my framelit. To make it a little bit easier to slide your paper into your framelit, I've cut it just a little bit narrower than the actual opening in the framelit. This one is 2.5 inches across, and so I've cut it just a tiny bit under that. And then what I'm going to make sure and do is that my cutting plate begins or doesn't extend into the area that I want to leave alone. And so I'm going to run that through my Big Shot, and because there's no pressure, it won't make marks or cut where I don't want it to cut. And so this is what you end up with. And I didn't end up cutting the corners off of that so that I can make a little bit different tag or banner, depending on which direction you're facing it. And I will do simply the same thing with the larger piece for the larger. I just want to avoid cutting off those corners, so I would just do the same thing. I would start my cutting pad behind, or avoiding those corners, and then run it through. So you get the idea. That's how I've made those shapes. For the ribbon, a little trick that I like to share is how do you make that V so that the ends are even. I do that by simply folding my ribbon in half and then cutting from the fold down, and there you have perfect banner ends every time. And so when I put that onto my card, I simply added adhesive to the back side, fold that over, put a little bit of adhesive underneath so that it doesn't flap, and that really is all there is to it. I did run this through the Big Shot after I stamped it. You want to stamp first because it's hard to stamp on bumps, and use the gently falling so that there's the snowflake, or softly falling it's called, a new embossing folder that's in the holiday catalog on the bottom part. And then I added some glitter, and my new favorite tool for adding glitter is the fine tip glue pen, because I can really get an accurate placement for my glue and get my glitter right where I want it. So there you have it, a nice masculine birthday card or winter birthday card, however you want to do it. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you give this card a try.